Hey everyone, Professor Oak here, and we are here with another dataset video. It is the 19th of January and Wednesday night. We have an interesting set of data from PSA 10s from the WOTC era. I thought it'd be interesting to start a bit of a discussion and a weekly workflow on the population of those. How many are coming out with the backlog that we're still continuing to work through. And I think we all know that there is a lot in there, probably a base set, but I'm intrigued to see how many over the coming weeks and months there are of the continuing sets. So, some of the cool sets, Aquapolis and Team Rocket, Skyridge, some of the other fun sets that are in there. So let's talk about those numbers. Let's get stuck into it. If you're interested in winning a Charizard graded card, jump onto the last video. It was a PSA return, and have a watch through that. You'll figure out how to win that over the coming weeks. We are working to 100 subscribers, so let's jump into it. Okay. Here, let me get my face out of the way here. So right out of the gate, we can see base is a huge number, 73,000 PSA 10s for base set Pokemon. I think it's pretty obvious why that is. There's the nostalgia value. It was where it all began. The first set that we all recognize, the 151 Pokemon that we all came to love and enjoy from day one. So we've definitely got a demand going on there. There's demand for that set, first edition, unlimited, shadowless. Everything that comes with it, all the errors, so many errors. All the different variations of those cards. So you can see the next following sets. We've got Jungle, 20,000, still huge demand for that. Fossil, huge demand. A lot of PSA 10s. Fantastic to see that there's so many of there. But when you talk about base 2, there's a pretty steep drop. Now, was it harder to get a PSA 10? Were less sent in? There's so many questions there. Don't imagine that there was a whole lot of that set printed. I think there was probably a lower print for that due to demand. People were starting to feel a little burnt out on those original base set cards. So I'm not sure how many really were made out there, but it's definitely interesting that there's such a significant drop from 73,000 in base 1 to less than 4,000, in base 2. So definitely got to take those numbers into account when you're talking about artwork. People say buy the cards that you love. Artwork isn't everything. That stamp makes a big difference. So then we're moving on to Rocket, 20,000, right up there with Jungle and Fossil. They're very comparable with loves and attention and collections, binders, grades, obviously, and again, the PSA 10 aligns very well. There's definitely a strong correlation with those. Moving into Heroes, Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge, you can absolutely see Gym Challenge, there's been more cards sent in. I mean, it's got to be the explanation for that one. Gym Challenge is a much more love set. There's much better quality cards in there. I love Heroes, but Challenge has got some bangers in there, and 13,000 PSA 10s, when you're looking at that compared to 7,000, significant difference. So that's first gen, pretty clear. A lot of numbers there. You can see if we highlight Jungle all the way through Gym Heroes, they total less than base combined altogether, total less than base. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets after base, there are less PSA 10s than base. That's incredible to me. I honestly, until I started pulling this data, I had no idea that it was such a dramatic drop off from there. But then we start challenge jumping into there. It does definitely bump over that. But when we start moving into the second gen, I mean, nothing's hitting. Nothing's hitting, 5-figure digits. It's 5,000, 3,700, 4,800, 9,000. I mean, the Neo sets, absolutely loved. Obviously, there's more favorites in there again, depending on the cards that came through, fan favorites, qualities. Start getting into reverses. As we go further down the list, reverses were much less sought after back in the day. People didn't send them in for grading. 20 plus years later, we're trying to send them in for grading, and they've been sat in someone's binder for 20 years, moved around, taken out, taken in. It's much more difficult to get a 10 out of it. So, not surprising, that little period after the first initial hype. Not surprising at all that there are a lower digit number there for the 10 population. So I do like that we've started this. Looking at Neo Destiny, almost 10,000. I mean, almost more than Base 2 and Heroes combined for Neo Destiny. Well loved set. People know that there are cards in there that are just fantastic. Fun, enjoyable, amazing artwork, whole other level. Expedition, Aquapolis, Legendary Collection again, reprint basically, but Expedition, Aquapolis, Skyridge. Skyridge is a star. I mean, absolutely incredible set. It makes complete sense on why those cards are so expensive. But 10,000 PSA 10s. There's a lot there. People sent them in. People keeping them. There's some for sale, but nowhere near as many for sale in PSA 10 as some of these other sets. I think it's pretty interesting. People love these, want to hold on to them, enjoy them, hold them for however many more years. How many were graded back then? How many have been graded the past year? Who knows? But we're going to find out in the coming weeks. So 210,000 for WOTC PSA 10s. But there's a lot there. That's a pretty big number. So we're going to see how that grows over the coming time of doing this. We're going to do this each Wednesday. If you want to see that, you want to keep up to date with it, subscribe, hit the like button. Let me know which you think is going to have the biggest increase. I'm guessing base is going to carry on being hit with people's old collections, binders, maybe some challenge, jungle, fossil, the regular stuff that we grew to love and cherish back in the day with our first binders. But yeah, exciting. Glad you guys are here following along. Like I say, like, subscribe, enjoy it, and we'll carry on watching this data and see how it goes. I'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks.